Hey guys, what is going on? McMull2 here, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you footage of droids in Phase 2 of the Heroic AAT raid. This is a pretty basic team. A lot of your newer guilds and newer players use this team in Phase 2. And this is because the team is pretty easy to get because their shards are in a lot of diverse shops. They're pretty easy to mod and gear up compared to some of your other advanced teams like Clones or Resistance. So it's a pretty easy team for you to field, and it does some pretty good damage. This footage comes from Borrowed Door. He's got a YouTube channel, you guys should definitely go check it out. I'll throw a link to it down below. He's trying to get his own YouTube channel up and running, so definitely go check out what he's doing. Subscribe if it's something that interests you guys. But yeah, this is a team that's pretty easy to do overall, and for this video he does about almost 4.1 million damage total, so it's a pretty good run for him. With my usual raid tutorial videos, I'll go over the mods on this team, what you should run, and then we'll talk about the Omegas that are both required and recommended, and then we'll talk about the overall strategy for this team. So let's go ahead and start talking about the mods first, and we'll go from there. When it comes to the mods for this team, you really want to focus on stacking up crit chance first on your droids. You want to have them go in at a decent amount of crit chance because of the leadership ability with HK47, which we will cover during the strategy section. But focus first on getting their crit chance up. You can see on the droids, I'm really trying to run as much crit chance on them as possible. For IG86, he's got a unique like Clone Sergeant does, so you don't have to run too much for him past 50%. But once you have a decent amount, at least 50% or higher on your droids, then start stacking in your offense as well. You'll notice with their triangles that I'm running crit damage on them, you want to run 216% crit damage. That is absolutely required for these droids. So you have to have your best crit damage triangles thrown on them, and then run a mod set of crit chance and crit damage together. So you've got to make sure you get that stacked up crit damage to 216%. And then once you have that, start adding in offense as well, because then now it's going to help your droids hit harder. And then also throw in some speed too, in case they don't crit. That speed's going to help pick up the slack if they don't crit and they don't get that bonus turn meter. So making sure you get a nice mix of offense and speed in as your third stat priority is nice. But again, focus mostly on crit chance, then get your crit damage up to 216, and then mix in your speed and offense, get a nice balance there for them. For Jawa Engineer, you want to have him going as fast as possible, so throw your best speed mods on him. And then you want him to go about 250 speed before the bonuses kick in from his unique. And then also add in tenacity on him. You want to have him have a lot of tenacity so you can resist all the debuffs from the tank. That's going to help keep him alive because he has no health steal. The only heals he will have is from his special ability. And then for Nebbit, throw in as much tenacity as possible. For him and Engineer both, I recommend you get tenacity crosses on them. And then stack in 2 sets of tenacity and a set of health for overall mod set bonuses on Nebbit. You want to make sure you can throw as much tenacity on him as possible. Getting it up to at least 60 to 70% is going to really help him stay alive from all those debuffs, help resist all those dots and exposes. If he gets exposed and dotted too much from the tank, he's going to die pretty quickly and you're just going to have a really bad time. Your team's going to fall apart really quickly. So throw tenacity on him, stack up his health to about 33,000 at least, and then also try to get that tenacity thrown in together as well. When it comes to required Omegas for this team, you have 4 of them. You have the HK47 leadership ability, and this Omega makes it so that droid allies gain 50% turn meter when they land a critical hit. You have the Assassin Droid Tactics from IG86, as well as Desert Ambush from Chief Nebbit. Both of these add a -1 cooldown to their abilities, and these are both big assist ability calls, so that you can do a lot of damage from the IG86 ability when it calls in a droid ally, and Nebbit's assist ability calls in 2 additional allies, plus another with his Jawa assist ability, and that we'll cover more in strategy as well. And then finally, you have the Rapid Fire Omega from IG88, and this adds a 50% chance to apply defense down to all targets that are hit with this ability. And this is really going to help with your topples, and then the other abilities are really going to help your droids move faster and hit harder, and also call in more assists so you can really boost those damage overall. Without these 4 abilities, you're not going to really have your good clean topples or really clean attacks or really good amounts of damage. You're going to have to get all 4 of these Omega to really get the most out of your damage overall, and that is why these 4 are required. And then for your recommended Omegas, you only have a few more. You have the unique ability for IG86, and this bumps up his bonus crit damage from another 5% up to 20% total. And it should be noted that his unique ability is a lot like your Clone Sergeants, where they gain bonus crit chance based off of living allies of the same faction. Clone Sergeant gets bonus crit chance for living clone allies, 86 gets bonus crit chance for living droid allies, and they include themselves in that as well. With this, IG-86 is going to be critting a lot. He's going to be pretty easy to get to 100% crit chance as it is, just like with Clone Sergeant. So getting that in there is really going to be nice because he's going to be critting a lot, and he's going to be able to hit harder. And then for Jawa Engineer, you have his Calibrate ability. The Omega there adds another 5% turn meter. It doesn't seem like much at first, but that really helps boost up your droids, help them go a little bit faster, ease off on the speed requirements a little bit more. So you have the bonus assist from Jawa's using abilities anyways, and then you have the healing ability from Jawa Engineer as another 5% heal as well. And this is going to be vital because time goes on, Nebbit and Engineer are going to start taking a lot of damage, and they don't have health steal to really heal it back like the droids do. This is going to help keep them alive, help make things easier, help release some of the stress on trying to get those top tier mods for this team overall. And with that bonus heal, it's really going to help them keep alive longer, help offset some of the damage they're going to be taking from the debuffs and everything like that. So getting that Omega for the bonus heal is really going to help keep your Jawas alive longer and help make sure that your droid team can get to the enrage phase. When it comes to the overall strategy, you need to make sure that a few key abilities are off cooldown when the tank comes out of his topple. That is the AoE ability for IG-88, the Calibrate for Jawa Engineer, and then the assist for Chief Nebbit and IG-86. With the AoE from 88 with his defense down, it's really going to help knock down the health pretty quickly, especially once you have the assist coming in from Nebbit and IG-86. Nebbit's assist is going to call in 3 allies total, and that is with the Jawa ability for this raid, where they gain 50% bonus potency, and anytime they use any ability, they call in a random ally to assist. And this can include other Jawas as well. So ideally, what you want is to use Desert Ambush with Chief Nebbit and have 86, 88, and HK-47 all called in to assist at once. Sometimes you're going to get one of the Jawas to be called in to assist, and that's going to kind of hurt your damage overall. There's a bit of RNG factor to it, and that's just something you're going to have to deal with, is sometimes Engineer's going to get called in instead of whoever your droids. Maybe he's getting called in twice in a row, and that's going to hurt your damage overall because, again, the thermal detonators don't do upfront damage, and that's not going to help with your clean topples. But getting all of the assists in with those defense down debuffs from IG-88's AoE really going to help get you clean topples, really help you knock down the tank pretty quickly, and allow you to get the damage in. For HK-47, whenever his grenade ability is off cooldown, you want to go ahead and use it. It doesn't have a high chance of applying speed down to your targets, but if it can apply speed down to the tank, that's going to be huge because it's going to open up your window for putting on more damage to the tank. You're not going to get it very often. That's something, again, only 25% chance, and it doesn't have a high base potency, so it's going to get resisted a lot, and that's just something that's going to happen, and there's just that RNG factor. So it's not going to happen much, but when he does apply speed down to that tank, you need to be able to maximize your potential damage for it, and that is when you just need to call in all the assists you can. You need to use Calibrate if you're going to be able to use it before the tank comes back up and it needs to be back off cooldown, and that bonus crit chance up from Calibrate from Engineer really going to help guarantee the critical hits from your droids. And of course, with HK-47's leadership ability, those critical hits are going to add in 50% turn meter bonus to those droids whenever they score a critical hit, and that's really going to help things out there. With IG-86, he's going to have a 2-turn rotation of using his basic and using assist to call in an ally to attack as well. So using that with 86, he's going to be a big damage dealer for this team. And of course, with Nebbit's taunt ability, it reduces the cooldowns for all Jawa and droid allies by 1, and that's going to be huge as well because you can use that to help reduce the cooldowns on 88's AoE ability, HK-47's grenade. You can use it to help reduce the cooldowns on the heal for Jawa Engineer, and that's going to be really helpful. Plus, whenever Nebbit taunts, he also gains a heal over time effect, and that's going to help keep him alive as well. And as you'll see during the fight, Nebbit's health keeps dropping down, and then you can keep using the heal ability from Engineer to keep bringing him back up. And of course, anytime either Nebbit or Engineer use ability, another ally is called in to assist. Hopefully it's a droid, hopefully they score a critical hit, and it helps boost that turn meter as well. So really, it's kind of an assist team built in with the Jawas in there, and really helping to maximize your amount of critical hits that you can score in, and helping boost that turn meter. So it's sort of a mix of your First Order and your clone team a little bit, with that heavy reliance on critical hits from your droids, and also again a lot of good assists in from your Jawa allies using those abilities of theirs. And that is pretty much the overall strategy. You just kind of want to make sure that when the tank is up, use AoE from 88 to make sure that you get defense down the turrets, and use the assist calls from 86 and Nebbit to knock out those turrets pretty quickly, and use the grenade from HK-47 whenever it's off cooldown, and also use Calibrate while the tank is up to help make sure you can knock down the tank in a timely manner. And that is pretty much it for the overall strategy. Once the tank is down, you just kind of go ham and just throw in as much damage as you can, but be smart and pay attention to your cooldowns. Make sure you don't throw away a cooldown, especially if the tank's about to come back up, because if you don't have those cooldowns back up in time for when the tank rises back up, you're going to have a harder time doing your subsequent topples, and that's just going to hurt your damage overall. So just make sure that your cooldowns are ready to go, and make sure that you're ready to do a lot of good burst damage to help topple that tank quickly, because again, without the speed down debuff from HK-47, which is highly unreliable as it is, you're going to need to maximize your damage really quickly and hope that your assists don't call in a lot of Jawa Engineer attacks. Otherwise, you're going to have a really hard time getting that damage in. So really, it's a factor of just playing it smart with the cooldowns and hoping the RNG from Jawa Engineer doesn't mess with you too much. But that is pretty much it for this video overall, guys. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask below. Feel free to like and share this video, subscribe to my channel for more content. Don't forget to go check out Borrowed Door's channel as well. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Keep an eye out for my channel in the next few days. I'm doing a video that shows off the Ghost and Phantom 2 in the ship arena, and just how deadly they can make a Rebel target lock team now. Those two ships really have made Rebels be much more deadly in the ship arena. That's going to be my next video. I hope you guys are looking forward to that one as much as I am. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.